Hello friends, I have come up with another video that is on reproduction in fungi. Friends, let us start with the meaning of reproduction. The meaning of reproduction is the formation of new individuals having typical characteristics of the same species. In case of fungi, they reproduces by spores, and spore is an unit for reproductions. In case of fungi, they mainly reproduces by two ways. One is asexual reproduction and another is sexual reproduction. On the basis of reproduction type, most of the fungi, they have been grouped into three. Number one is anamorph, where only sexual forms are present, and they are commonly known as fungi imperfecti. Second is teleomorph, here only sexual forms are present. And followed by holomorph, they possess complete forms having both sexual as well as asexual forms. Fungi, they have number of vegetative parts and which are used for vegetative reproduction. And the meaning of vegetative reproduction is that it is the type of reproduction in which the somatic portion of the fungal thallus are involved. Mainly fragmentation, fission, budding, arthrospores, gamete, sclerotia and rhizomorphs are the main vegetative part that involved in vegetative reproduction. Besides that, fungal thallus, they actually modified to rhizomorph, sclerotium or the sclerotia or the gamete, which are involved in vegetative reproduction. My dear friends, for more details of these vegetative parts which are involved in vegetative reproduction, please don't forget to see my another video that is on terminologies of fungi. Besides vegetative reproduction, as already I have mentioned, fungi also reproduces by asexual means. It is the type of reproduction in which special reproductive structures called spores of the propagates are formed. The fungal spores always result from mitosis and hence are described as mitospores. The asexual reproductions is mainly happen in case of fungi by zoospores, spongiospores, conidiospores, chlamydospores, oidea, cinema, sporodocium, pycnidium as well as acervulus. Besides that, these are the photograph I want to show you how this chlamydospore, cinema, pycnidium, oidea, sporodocium as well as acervulus look like. My dear friend, once again I would like to request you for more details of these parts. Please don't forget to see my another video that is terminologies of fungi. Next is sexual reproduction. Here union of two nuclei or the gametes of opposite sex, that is male and female, they generally occurs. Sexual reproduction is known to occur in all group of fungi except the fungi imperfecti or deuteromycetes or mitosporic fungi. It may involve fusion of gametes, gametangia as well as hypha. Now, what is the meaning of gamete? A gamete is an unisexual, that is haploid in nature. But for more details of the gamete, gametangia as well as other parts, please wait for my next. There are three phases of sexual reproduction: plasmogamy, karyogamy as well as meiosis. And plasmogamy is the stage in the sexual reproduction of the fungi in which the protoplasm of the two parent cell, usually they came from the mycelia, they fuse without the fusion of nuclei, and effectively they bringing two numbers of haploid nuclei close together in the same cell. And plasmogamy followed by karyogamy, and this stage is followed by karyogamy, as I mentioned, where The two nuclei fuse and then undergo meiosis to produce spores. Please try to remember, plasmogamy always occurs first and is followed by karyogamy. In some organisms, these two occur simultaneously. That is, parallelly, plasmogamy as well as karyogamy will occur. But in some cases, karyogamy is delayed for a considerable time duration. And karyogamy is the final step in the process of fusing together two haploid eukaryotic cells and refers especially to the fusion of the two nuclei. Another phase is that is meiosis, which is a special type of cell division of the germ cells in sexually reproducing organisms that produces the gametes such as sperms or the egg cells. It involves two rounds of division that ultimately result in 4 numbers of cells with only one copy of each chromosome. Additionally, prior to the division, genetic material from the paternal and maternal copies of each chromosome is crossed over, creating new combinations of code on each chromosome. Later on, during fertilization, the haploid cells produced by the meiosis from a male and female will fuse together to create a cell with 2 copies of each chromosome again, and it is known as the zygote. There are a number of terminologies which are related to reproduction in fungi. First and foremost is gametangia. Its singular form is gametangium and plural is gametangia. It is an organ or the cell in which gametes are produced that is found in many multicellular protists, algae, fungi, and the gametophytes of plant. In contrast to gametogenesis in animal, a gametangium is a haploid structure and formation of gametes does not involve meiosis. Depending on the type of gamete produced in a gametangium, several types like male, female, and isogamous gametangia can be distinguished. Another terminology that is gametes, which is a haploid cell that fuses with another haploid cell during fertilization in organisms that reproduce sexually. Gametes are an organism's reproductive cells and also referred to as sex cells. Isogametangia and isogametes. Here, if two gametes are similar in size, they are called isogametes, and their copulation is called isogamy. Copulation between two dissimilar gametes, that is, one is smaller, that is male, and the other is bigger, that is female, is called an isogamy. Heterogametangia and heterogametes. The fusion between motile male gamete and non-motile female gamete, that is oosphere or the egg, lying in the oogonium is called heterogamy. The meaning of antheridium is it's a haploid structure or the organ producing and containing male gametes. The plural form is antheridia. Antheridia are present in the gametophyte phase of cryptogams like bryophytes and fern. Many algae and some fungi like Ascomycetes and the water mold also have antheridia during their reproductive stages. Oogonia is another terminology. It refers to a female gametangium if the union of the male, that is motile or non-motile, and the female gametes take place within these structures. In Oomycota and some other organisms, the female oogonia and the male equivalent antheridia are a result of sexual sporulation. And more briefly, an oogonium is a small diploid cell which upon maturation forms a primordial follicle in the female fetus or the female gametangium of certain thallophytes. There are 7 different methods of sexual reproduction: planogametic copulation, gametangial contact, gametangial copulation, spermatization, somatogamy, heterokaryosis, as well as dikaryoticization. In case of planogametic copulation, the fusion of two naked gametes or the planogametes occur one or both of these gametes are motile. In case of gametangial contact, the two gametangia come close to each other but do not fuse. The male gametangium sends a tubular outgrowth called fertilization tube, through which the non-motile male gametes or male nucleus migrates into the female gametangium. And gametangial contact is mostly occurred in the fungal genus Phytophthora, albugo, etc. Whereas in case of gametangial copulation, here the fusion of entire content of two compatible gametangia occurs. And spermatization occurs in the fungi where spermatia are formed in male hypha and are transferred to female or receptive hypha, whereas somatogamy occurs in basidiomycetes like mushrooms. In most of the lower fungi, plasmogamy is immediately followed by karyogamy as well as meiosis. In higher fungi, karyogamy is often delayed so that the hyphae remain dikaryotic. This phase of fungal life cycle is called dikaryophase. The dikaryon is a word which is a nuclear feature which is unique to certain fungi. Compatible cell types can fuse cytoplasm. When this occurs, the nuclei of two cells pair off and cohabit without fusing. In several fungi, mating results in a dikaryon. That means which is a nuclear features and which is unique to certain fungi. And this dikaryon are the cell in which two nuclei, there is one from each parent cell, share a single cytoplasm for a while without undergoing nuclear fusion. This dikaryotic stage is typical in the life cycle of many fungi, primarily in the Basidiomycota. Many cases, dikaryotic fungus complete their life cycle in three phases, either haplophase or a dikaryophase or as well as diplophase. Many cases we used to see parasexuality in fungi. Then what do you mean by parasexual cycle? It is defined as the cycle in which plasmogamy, karyogamy as well as meiosis takes place, but not at a specified time or a specified point in the life cycle of an organism. Mostly the fungi in the class Deuteromycetes exhibits this type of cycle, that is parasexual cycle or parasexuality. And this parasexuality in fungi was first observed by Pontecarvo and the Roper during 1952, especially in organisms like Aspergillus nidulans, and whose perfect stage is Embericella nidulans. There are a number of steps that involve in the parasexual cycle or parasexuality. Number one is hyphal conjugation. Number two is heterokaryosis, followed by nuclear fission or the karyogamy, followed by mitotic recombination and non-disjunction, then haplodization and nuclear segregation leading to homokaryosis. There are number of differences between sexual cycle as well as parasexual cycle. Let us see what happens in case of sexual cycle. In case of sexual cycle, nuclear fissions takes place in specialized structures. On the other hand, in case of parasexual cycle, nuclear fusion takes place rarely in the vegetative mycelium. Secondly, in case of sexual cycle, zygotes produce only one nuclear generation, but in case of parasexual cycle, zygotes persist through many mitoses. Followed by, in case of sexual cycle, recombinations always takes place by meiosis. On the other hand, in case of parasexual cycle, recombinations are by rare accidents of mitosis. In case of parasexual cycle, the product of meiosis can be easily recognized, but in case of parasexual cycle, products cannot be easily recognized. Thank you, my dear friend, for watching my video. I hope you got lot of idea from this video. So to get more knowledge, please continue watching my video. Thank you.